Happy Good Friday, everyone. So today's video is going to be a little bit different from my previous few videos. I've done the vlog style before. I have a lot of new friends now. I figured I'd bring the format back because, you know, I just don't want to like corner myself into only doing like kitchen bread recipes. It's just kind of what I've been doing recently, but don't worry, if you do like the baking videos, I will be baking in this vlog, but I just wanted to mix it up and give you guys a little bit more of a holistic view of kind of my life, I guess, if you find it interesting. This is just a weekend at home, Easter weekend, so, you know, we'll be making a couple things, running a few errands, and we'll see what pops up. So just wanted to enter this video. I'm gonna go do my hair for the day, and then I have an oil change in like 30 minutes, so I have to get going. Okay, see you later. So my hair tool just shit the bed. Yeah, so we're gonna be wearing, I don't even know. My hair gets so puffy, so this half up, half down probably won't last long because once it fully dries, it's gonna be a frizz ball, but that'll be one of the errands for the weekend because I've gotten into the routine of like shampooing every like 3 days or something and then drying it with like the brush tool. And it keeps my hair, it's so nice. Like, my scalp used to be so irritated and everything, and I found out it was because I slept on like wet hair, and also my hair's so thick that it just takes forever to dry. So even if I'm not sleeping on it, it takes like 3 hours for it to fully dry. So my scalp would always be irritated, and then by using that tool every like few days, my scalp is so much better. So gonna have to get a new one of those because it is critical for me, but that's the update. Wearing the half up, half down until it frizzes out. So we're back in the kitchen. So I saw this recipe. I've been trying to up my protein intake, and I saw this like edible cookie dough high protein recipe that I want to try. So I've been reading that women should get like at least 100 grams of protein in every single day for your hormones. I definitely don't hit that, so I'm thinking I'm a dessert person. Let's make a high protein dessert. So you need like 16 ounces of cottage cheese. This is 24, so I'm gonna put like 2/3 of this in the bowl. Oh, okay, well that was a little bit more than 2/3. So let's put a little bit back in here. Okay, we'll call that 2/3. Then we're gonna want a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I mean, who doesn't love maple syrup? And then let me check the recipe real quick. This went viral on TikTok, so I'm probably late to this boat. 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This is all natural peanut butter. Honestly, I'd prefer to go with the more highly processed stuff because I just sat here for like 10 minutes trying to mix this up because the oil separated so terribly. So word to the wise, natural peanut butter, overrated. For the last wet ingredient, just some pure maple syrup. Right. Now I'm going to use my immersion blender because I do not have a food processor, so this probably would go better in a food processor. I just don't have one, so we're going to figure out together if the immersion blender is successful. Okay, we salvaged most of that. I'll give you guys a little bit of a look at what we've got going on here. Oops. So, it's pretty smooth. Okay, we're gonna get this mixture going a little bit before we put the chocolate chips in. I just had such a good idea. For the next time I do this, I'm just gonna throw it into my KitchenAid with the like dough paddle. And I feel like that'll be a bit easier. So maybe if you try out this recipe, do it in your KitchenAid mixer if you have one. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I mean it's cookie dough basically. So that's what that paddle is for on the KitchenAid. So that would probably make this incorporation a bit easier. So it's time for the taste test. I have high hopes. The reviews were good, but at the same time, I'm not gonna expect actual cookie dough flavor, so we'll see. I feel like that's too big of a spoonful. I don't know. Whoever said this was like a cookie dough dupe, I'm not getting it. I get it with the texture and the color, but I feel like maybe it needs more like maple syrup or something. Now I made this huge batch and I'm gonna have to eat it. It was worth a shot. Mom, do you want to taste it off camera? I feel like it's disingenuous to call it a cookie dough dupe.
It's supposed to taste like raw cookie dough.
Kind of. I'd get a chocolate chip in there.
I did.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not bad.
I don't like it.
You heard it here. Not worth the hype. I don't think I'll be eating all of this. Maybe oh, plus my collagen.
Oh,
and that's
yeah,
expensive.
That's expensive.
Or if you're putting protein powder in it.
How much did you use of that?
Like 4 scoops.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to eat it over time. Nothing in this, well, I guess the cottage cheese can go bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, see you in the next clip. out what I was just showing there. We are starting some flower seeds. We have a bunch of stuff already started in terms of like vegetables and everything, and I think I'll do a video of like a seedling tour once, you know, everything's germinated. I think we're germinating the tomatoes right now. We've done peppers, eggplant, onions so far, so I'm just gonna wait until we kind of have everything started and in the seedling phase. But I did want to talk about the flowers that I just started. So we have a plan to build like 4 or 5 garden beds this year. This is our first year doing like actual garden beds on the ground. Like we've done some pots, and then we had like an elevated garden bed at our old house, you know, but this is like we have so much property now, so kind of going full in. And I personally wanted to do some flowers, maybe starting some, you know, cut flower. I think this year will be a trial run. I don't think we're going to be making a business out of it this year, but I did want to get, you know, some trialing in. And so I started following this woman, Florette Farms, Florette Flower Farm. She's brilliant. She seems so down to earth. She's built such a successful business for herself, and she started with sweet peas, I think, which I don't think we'll be growing this year, but I ordered some seeds from her, and I got this booklet from her, which is super helpful because it goes through like the seeds that she sells and like the growing basics and how to do it and all that stuff. So yeah, I basically just followed what she was doing here, but I wanted to go over the seeds that we have. So from her I got these summer sherbet celosias, or sherbet, however you want to say it. And then I got these Dawn Creek blush zinnias that look so beautiful. We also started some snapdragons and some pansies, which we may have started these a little bit late. It says it needs like 12 weeks started indoors, which, you know, right now it's like basically April 1st, so it hasn't, you know, we probably should have done it a little while ago, but that's okay. But I did just want to like go over that, just to talk through what I was just doing. This is the first year, so we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not expecting, you know, to be like this green thumb flower gardening guru, but I'm excited to start and try. So I would highly recommend going and following Florette. I mean, she just has, it's so beautiful, everything she does, like all of her books and her Instagram and their YouTube, it's just gorgeous. Oh, and we also got some dahlia tubers. She actually doesn't sell dahlia tubers, but that's kind of what she became known for, was the dahlia. So I think I've ordered like 6 tubers. 3 of them have come in, the other 3 I'm waiting for, but I'm keeping them in the fridge until we're ready to plant them in the ground, so I'll keep you guys updated with that too. But just wanted to talk a little bit and, you know, give a little bit of a preview about like some other content that will be coming up on this channel. You know, I know it's been a lot of baking, but that's kind of like the season we're in, and we are definitely planning a lot more. We also have some chicks coming in, so all the things are happening. It's going to be exciting around here. Just wanted to update you guys on that. In this part of the video, I will be making some blueberry scones for our Easter Sunday brunch. Usually we have our immediate family and my grandmother over, but this year it is just myself, my mom, and my dad. My sister's at college, so it's just us. But here, that was me just grating up some frozen butter. So pop a stick of butter in the freezer before you want to make this recipe. It just makes it so much easier to grate the butter. So next I am just putting in some flour, and I will link the recipe below. I'm just showing you the process. I don't remember all of the measurements off the top of my head, but I will definitely share the recipe in the description, so look out for that. So I've just added some sugar, and this is me using the absolute last of the baking powder, so I'm just banging on it to try to get it all out. Adding my butter in, and then I have this really neat tool to cut in the butter. If you don't have this tool, no worries, just use a fork and you can get the same end result. So we're just looking for the flour and the butter to be cut in. Then I'm gonna add my wet ingredients, so some vanilla, an egg, and then I think 3 tablespoons of whipping cream. Next, I'm going in with my sourdough discard. I've gotten pretty good at eyeballing the amounts, and I've also found that it's not critical that you get the exact right amount, at least in my opinion. My recipes have always come out pretty well just eyeballing. So I'm adding it to my KitchenAid and using my dough hook to just mix everything together. And then I'm adding my blueberries in. I actually wouldn't recommend adding the blueberries like that because you'll see in a little bit, but it made my dough a little bit more wet than like scone dough should be. I've made this recipe a few times with like chocolate chips and other additions, and it's just a bit more of a dry consistency. So adding the fruit kind of like that where it gets pulverized by the KitchenAid wasn't the best idea, but they still turned out great. I would just add them maybe after you've combined all of your dough and then add them in by hand so they're not getting beaten. And then I roll it out. I use my bench scraper to cut them into, this time I did 6 pieces, sometimes I'll do 8. And then just putting a little bit more whipping cream on the top, it gives them more of like a golden-y, shiny finish at the end. Popping them in the oven, I believe it was set to 400, watched it for about 20 minutes. Be careful when you open the stove or the oven because you will get some steam in the face, but they look so good. And they turned out really well, and they were delicious, and we had them on Easter Sunday. So I hope you all had such a great Easter. He is risen. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.